Hey, Marie, back with another video. It's 9:57 a.m. It is April 9th, and it is Thursday morning. Good morning, fellow TIs. I'm here with another video. It's raining outside, and it's just like not a very exciting day. I'm getting a lot of things put in order, and I'm getting trying to, not looking for work today. That is on the back burner. I feel like I have to take care of other things right now. And I don't want to exert unnecessary energy. You see what I'm saying? But I definitely know that work is definitely a priority, but it's just something that's not something I can really do right now. So anyway, I wanted to make this video because I was doing some thinking, timeline thinking yesterday, which everything relates to timelines because when you're dealing with things that don't make sense, you need to go backtrack, and backtracking is really important, okay? And I kept thinking about at what time did things become explosive when I was working at the farmer's place. And as most people know, that I started working at the farmer's place after leaving a job in Chatsworth after dealing with workplace harassment. And so I started working over there in October of 2009, which seemed like everything was going well all the way up until December of 2010. Okay, right after I brought him, Joel, to the Christmas party. Now, mind you, when he and I got back together, that wasn't my idea. It wasn't my idea to get back together with Joel. It was something that none of it was my idea. But I got back together with him because, he was coming around when I moved over to this particular apartment. When I moved back to Bakersfield, he was coming back around. We were spending time together during the afternoons on the weekend stuff, so we were having a decent time. And I figured, you know what? He was trying to be. My son was a lot older because when Houston was little, my son was little. They didn't get along, okay? He had absolutely no patience for my son whatsoever. But when my son was older, like an older teenager, when he's not throwing temper tantrums, not that he did that a lot, but still, he wasn't someone that, just kind of got in the way or whatever, then, he seemed a little bit more cordial to Houston. So things were going a little bit better, so we all moved back in together. And everything seemed okay. And then when I brought him to the Christmas party, all hell broke loose. Now, I was getting along with everybody that I was working with over there at my last job at the farmer's place. I had friendly exchanges with everyone, got along well with everyone. People would come stop at my desk and we'd talk, and it was a normal working relationship. I had that, okay? Then when I brought Joel to the Christmas party, from that point on, everything changed. That was 2010. And the harassment just intensified and snowballed into this crazy thing. So anyway, what I started figuring out is that, just based on comments that were said, conversations that I had in the privacy of my own home, things that his mother would say shortly after I had these conversations, whether they be phone conversations or whatever. And she would, she's the kind of person, she likes feeling like she's got something over you, you know what I mean? Even though it's really nothing, but still she likes knowing, she likes to be sneaky. So she would get really excited and she would mimic a lot of the things that I would say in the privacy of my own home, whether that be during conversations on the telephone or just conversations at whatever. So I started thinking, okay, I started thinking, that my home was under surveillance sometime starting in 2014. I'm starting to think that it was under surveillance longer than that, or at least my phone was being tapped, okay? I've been stalked for a very long time. I mean, this is going back long periods of time. So I was referencing these manuals, these journals here, because I've been keeping notes on just certain things. Like, it's kind of like a journal diary, and this one got filled up. So then I started, this one got filled up. So I switched to this one, and I have all these things that he said, things he did, what was going on at the time. And I'm putting a lot of shit together, and it's like, wait a second. This is going back further. Like, I knew my targeting going back further, but as far as like the surveillance and stuff like this, what, what, what I understand now, okay, is that obviously this is human trafficking, but it goes deeper than that. Like the behavior of traffickers. When you deal with people who traffic people, they don't have any empathy. And I was thinking about the relationship that Polly has with Joel. And Joel, I believe, was adopted specifically to be a sex partner for Polly. Okay. And I also know that there's other adopted kids within that family unit, that structure. And I think it's very strange. But still, I noticed that when Joel would work a lot of hours, and to me, I think that even though he works what some people would consider to be a menial job, he still puts in a lot of physical labor, and to me, it would seem very exhausting. So on weekends, it makes sense that he would want to rest, right? But there's something very strange about his mother. Like she lacks empathy. She's not able to empathize, okay? So on his only day off, she would, require him to do things that that would interrupt his schedule, his need for his own personal time. And it never seemed to, it just seemed like she had no concern about his own individual needs, okay? Which I can see this, okay? Because she seems to take on the same attitude with me, even though I'm not even related to her. I'm not married to her. I mean, we're married within that family unit is what I'm saying. I'm divorced, okay? So I was going through all my papers, and like I said, I've got my divorce papers here in this folder. And what I had was, like, when you get divorced, you have to show, your birth certificate. You have to show, and then what else did I have to do? Well, my birth certificate to get my social security number back changed and everything. I got my social security number changed back to my last name. I got my driver's license changed back to my last name. And during this time, I kept a little timeline on this piece of paper right here, this envelope. And it looks like, I started my divorce proceedings back in March of 2017. Okay, that was the first $200 that I paid to this particular company. I believe her name is Deanna Galtry. That's her company, Affordable Divorce. It's located, I believe, on 17th Street in downtown or whatever. So I have a timeline of when I actually filed, all the payments that I've made, the total amount that I ended up paying, when I actually received the divorce papers. Now, I made a mistake. I said that I received my divorce papers, the finalized divorce papers, in October of 2008. I realized I made a mistake, okay? I actually received my final divorce papers on September 17th. Now, they were processed before that, but I actually received them at my home September 17th, 2018, right here, okay? So I was actually off a month, okay? I was actually off a month. And I don't think much about it because it's like, you have it, and it was something that needed to be taken care of. And it's not something that you love to look at. It's not something that you want to talk about or anything. It's just like, okay, I got my stuff. I need to file it away and get on with my life. And that's exactly what I wanted to do, okay? But I was off a date. I was off dates, okay? It was in October 2018. It was September of 2018. I was off a month, okay? So I realized that these people erroneously seem to think that you can divide marital assets outside of the court system, okay? Because they feel as though they gave me certain jobs or whatever in the past, so they feel as though they have rights over my employment. No, they do not. Okay, if they wanted to split assets, then they should have taken care of that when we had the opportunity to, because he was sent the papers, okay? He was served papers at his previous place of employment. If he had any objections to that, that was his time to say something, which he didn't do that, okay? So I believe my ex-brother-in-law, okay, thought, well, we're going to go ahead and split these assets. There are no assets to split. Because we don't have anything. We don't have any communal property. We don't have any of that. Okay, you cannot interfere with my work. That is against the law. My labor is my labor. What I put into my work is mine. Okay, and I don't want any more further jobs arranged by that family. I want no association with these people at all. These people are stalkers. They're human traffickers, and they have been that way for a very long time, way before they met me. Okay, Joel is a good example of the trafficking. Okay, he is a grown man who is reliant upon his mother. Okay, and if other people can't see that, then that's too bad for them. Okay, but that's his problem, because he's in a relationship with his mother. I am not under any obligation to have anything to do with these people. Okay, but aside from that, I'm looking through all this stuff, and yeah, I have it all here. I'm not someone who wants to raise hell. I'm not. But I think what my ex-family did by getting involved in this, or being stupid enough to think that this was a legitimate thing to do, you're wrong. Okay? It is human trafficking. And it's against the law. Okay? You're trying to make me reliant on somebody who traffics human beings. Okay? I don't want anything to do with these people. Okay? They do things, and they don't even think about the heinous crimes that they commit. This is a crime against humanity. Okay, and these people really should be in jail, is really what they should be. They should be in jail. Now, because of the harassment, and the stalking is basically what it is. It's stalking, okay? And these people who are assisting them are stalking as well. Okay, I mean, there's nothing, I find it extremely disturbing, especially since I have no interest in associating with these people. If he wanted some sort of sharing of assets, then, like I said, he should have taken it to court. Okay, I don't care what his mom has. I know she's got that cute little house over there on the other side of town, and I always thought it was a cute house. I wouldn't care if she thought that, and I don't think she would, okay, but if she said that I could inherit that home if I stayed married to her dumb son, I would still not want it. I don't want anything from these people. I don't care if they're multimillionaires. I don't want their money. I don't want any association to them at all. Okay? They're not my family. Okay? I got these papers that state they're not my family. Here's my divorce papers right here. Stamped, signed by the court. I'm not married. Okay? If you want to complete, when you want to go, you should have said something when you had the chance. You had the chance to contest those papers, and you didn't do it. Okay? We don't, and every single job that you gave me, you ruined. With your bullshit, with your little song and dance crap, with your little petty arguments, and your stupid game playing. All of it. Hey, and I did my best, okay? I did my best to get to work and take care of my responsibilities. Oh, yes, I did. I literally did almost fell over dead, having a heart attack, trying to live up to my obligations that I had. Okay? But every single time I would start a job, here comes this bullshit. Okay? This isn't my fault. It just isn't. It's not my fault. Okay? And I think it's becoming far more obvious. You can't dispute it. I mean, I don't have anything to do with this. Okay? For years, decades, my shit has been plowed over. Over and over and over again. This is not what I want for my life. I think these people had taken the best years of my life. My ex-family took my childhood away. They took my teenage years away. They took the years when I was younger and I was spending time with my son and he was growing up. I was in a constant state of agitation, depression, worry, fear because of their workplace mobbings. And now at this point in my life, I want nothing of it. I don't want any more of this. At this point in my life, what I want is to pick up where I left off. Meaning I would love, okay? It would be such a wonderful thing for me to do, to find a decent job, okay? And yeah, I would love to go back to school, but if that doesn't work out, then I guess that's the way it is, okay? I would love to go back to school. That was what I was trying to do in the first place until all this bullshit kept happening. It was all this fucking unnecessary bullshit. People thinking that they have the right to tell me what I want to do for a living. You know what I mean? And that was wrong. Okay, you have no right to sit here and intrude on my stuff. Okay, Joel doesn't have any legal say-so, over what I do. Okay, we're divorced. Okay, employment is not something that is divided in a divorce proceeding anyway. Unless, of course, we owned a business. Joel and I owned a business, then that would be different. Okay, but we're talking about Maria needs a regular job, whether that be working in an office or flipping hamburgers or whatever. Okay, whatever kind of job that is not supposed to be even associated with your marital status. That's the law. Okay, Jim Culligan, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. Okay, it's time that you get out of my life and clean up your shit. And I also want to say this, okay? I don't want to feel your presence, any of you guys' presence, in my jobs anymore. Not at dumb job interviews, not in my workplace. I don't want to feel it anymore. Meaning, I don't want people saying stupid stuff. I don't want people eyeing my food when I'm eating. You know what I mean? I don't need all this bullshit, okay? Because it's unnecessary. Okay, what you're trying to eye on is you're trying to see if Maria's, eating a certain way because she might be finding somebody else. I'm not interested in finding anyone else. I don't. Okay, when I talked about being asexual, there's something about what happened to me in my past that has turned me off completely. All right, and I could go into it, but I'm not trying to expose certain people who are guilty of certain things. But I can go on about it if you want me to. And you want to press the issue, I will. I will name names. I don't want it. Just leave me alone. Okay? Leave me alone. You have pushed me way too far. Way too far. And now I just want my own time. That's it. Okay? I'm not interested in any white men. I'm never going to date a white man again, ever. Okay, and it's not about being racist or anything like that. It's just that I understand there's a certain way that white people are raised, okay? I don't hate white people, but I respect what they believe, and I need to leave that alone. When I was younger, I thought there was nothing wrong with it. I didn't see anything wrong with it, okay? As an adult, understanding history, my own personal experiences, that is something that I don't want to have anything to do with. So you can forget that right now. Okay. Now, I was interested in seeing the guy from high school because I figured, you know what, this has been a long interest. He's always been a part of my life in some way. Meaning, like when I was younger, I was interested in him. I haven't heard anything from the guy, okay? I was willing to actually get a chance to know him. I haven't heard anything from him. So I'm not, leave it alone. Okay, I don't care what Joel's family is able to maneuver. If they're able to, negotiate certain jobs. All the jobs that they were giving me were basically entrapments. Like that last job over there, I was supposed to bend over backwards, sacrifice all this shit for a job that I didn't like anyway. That gave me absolutely no benefits. Was not anything that I could even really feel comfortable about putting on my resume that actually give me another step ahead. It was a waste of my time. Okay, these people are not able to negotiate anything substantial. They're just not. Okay, get the hell away from me already. Okay, I don't expect you to align me up with another job. Okay, if you do, that's nice, but stay the fuck out of it. But I will say this, you created something that went nationwide. It is your responsibility, Jim Culligan, and all these other warped people, self-righteous people, to clear up your shit, because I've done nothing wrong. Okay, and when you want to talk about somebody who's immoral, this is immoral. There's nothing immoral about me. Okay, I don't want to go into it, but I'm just not going to go into it. But if this continues to go on, I'm going to start talking about some shit that you will not like. I'm sick of the shit already. So, anyway, taking this time off, getting things in order. I'm exhausted. I feel like I had to come in here and talk about this because, you know, there's a lot of people who are blind to the issue of human trafficking. Like I said, we tend to have this one image in our mind, you know, of maybe people getting smuggled over the border or whatever. But most human trafficking is played out right in front of your face. And this is it. This is human trafficking being played out right in front of your face. Okay? The reason why Polly and I believe Esther, all these people, don't have any empathy over this whole issue is because these people are natural traffickers. They don't care if they step on your rights. They don't care if they step on their kids' rights. Okay? They don't have the ability to empathize. Okay? And that's fine. You want to be that way? You go ahead and do that. Okay? But I'm divorced. You leave me alone. Okay? As for my blood relations who were stupid enough to think that they had the right to forge me into a marriage, I'm going to tell you, I got married to Joel because I believe that marriage was between he and I. Now, everybody has their idea of what marriage is. Okay? Some people get married for love, and some people want to build like an empire. Okay? I was never somebody who believed in the empire buildup. Okay? I personally, in my personal preference, if I was to get married, which I'm not going to ever again, but if I was, I personally believe that each person should stand on their own. That means if he's a millionaire and I'm somebody who's only able to make maybe $32,000 to $45,000 a year, then his money is his money and my money is my money. Okay? Because if something happens, Maria is fine. I'm not going to sit here and try to go after his money. I would never be the kind of person who would ask for alimony. Okay? Because I personally think all of those sort of things only interfere with people having true, sincere love bonds. Now, some people, they do want to get married. They want to build, they want like empire building. They want, you know, wealth sharing and all this other stuff. That's your interpretation of marriage, which is one of the reasons why I resent you intruding into my personal life and creating something that you wanted. This is what you wanted. This is what you believed. Okay? That's not what I believed, and that's not what I agreed to. When I married Joel, thinking that I was marrying him, not his mom, not his Aunt Esther, or anything like that. What was going on in our home was what was going on in our home. It was not about that. Nor did he give me any indication that it was like that. Because if he did, I would have never, ever married him. But whatever the case is, it's over now because I got papers to show it. You owe me an apology, Jim Culligan. You should be fixing my shit. Because I should be able to go anywhere that I want to in the United States of America. I should be able to represent myself. If I can't represent myself to an employer or make decisions on my own, then I'm a victim of human trafficking. If somebody claims to have authority over me, then I'm a victim of a human trafficking. Okay? It's against the law. Okay? What you are running is an illegal operation. Fix your shit. Okay? Fix it. You spread it fast. Now unwind it as best as you can. And I know you can't do all of it. I know you can't. It's impossible. Because you've exposed me to outside sources that could be very damaging and all kinds of other things, okay? This is your fault. Okay? And the employers are guilty as well. Why? Because they should have known better. This is human trafficking, and it's wrong. I don't owe Joel anything. Okay? I worked my ass off to pay our bills. Oh, yes, I did. I was on top of those bills. Even when I left Joel back in 2007, when I was moved down to the Los Angeles County area, I did. I was doing everything I could to take care of all my obligations. And then you guys came in and you fucked my shit up. So then we moved back down here. And you fucked my shit up again. Over and over and over and over again. This isn't my fault. I will not take responsibility for something I didn't do. But you, especially if you claim to be a Christian, you are responsible. Now I'm going to wrap up this video. And I will be back with another video some other time later. I got some things I got to do, review my timelines, and I'll be back with another video some other time later. For all TI, stay safe.